mind you, these individuals are taking a test, one test of everything that they would have done in high school. And it's a lot of material that you have to review and learn at once. So definitely commend you guys for that. You guys did it. You're here. You worked hard, and you deserve every second of it. Okay? Yeah. All right, so first we have Miss Cassie BOGARD. Cassie writes, when I was in high school, I started slipping. I was not going to class regularly. I had no motivation to learn and allowed my anxiety and depression to get the best of me. I fell victim to a bad habit and became addicted to drugs. I was actively using drugs for 2.5 years. This year, I will be 5 years sober. Yeah. I originally went back to work on my GED in 2019 and quickly fell back into that mindset. In the past few years, I've done a lot of growing. I have been keeping myself busy, occupied by working and changing the lifestyle to be the best I can be. This year, I decided it was time for me to get my GED and stop playing around. I wanted to truly live up to my potential. I couldn't have done it without my family, friends, boyfriend, and the help and support of my amazing specialist, Miss Monique. Cassie, everyone. All right, Miss Angel Ennis. Angel writes, back in 2020, I was told by my little sister about the JOG having a free GED course, so I called and enrolled. I was supposed to take my first GED test in April of 2020. However, due to COVID, all the schools were shut down, which put me behind on my goal. I was about to give up until online tests became available, and I passed my first 2 tests, which were math and science. After these successes, I struggled to keep going with my GED due to going through a rough patch in my life. My career specialist kept coaching and encouraging me to keep going in order to obtain my GED since I was halfway done already. When 2022 came around, I started to put my full attention on accomplishing my goal of obtaining the GED. I had a lot of support by my side, including family. JOG staff and peers helped me through this journey. In December 22, I finally passed my last GED test with the 151, and I was able to obtain my GED with the help of my career specialist, putting in the time for tutoring sessions and go over material, never giving up on me or allowing me to give up on myself. Hard work pays off, and now I'm officially a GED graduate. Mr. Collin Ochoa. Collin came to the JOG program initially to get information about the program. He was contemplating whether or not he was going to drop out. We sat in my office for about 2 hours discussing life, careers, and options. I decided I was going to show Collin how the GED test looks and how the test is set up. I log on and go to show him some practice questions. He quickly starts reading some math questions and start answering with no calculator. He got them all right, by the way. It was at that point I knew Collin was a special kid. Despite the obstacles and barriers he has had to overcome, he was destined for greatness. Collin said, Miss Monique, if I would have stayed in high school, I would have been valedictorian. He then asked, if I get my GED before graduation, can I be the valedictorian and give a speech? Looking at him in awe, my response is yes, absolutely. But not if you get your GED, when you get your GED. You are certainly going to give a speech. You had the pleasure of hearing about Collin's life journey a few moments ago. However, this is only the beginning. Collin. Mr. Brendon Thomas. Brendon writes, I dropped out of high school because I gave up on school sophomore year, and I wasn't making the best decisions. I had no motivation, and COVID didn't help me at all. I considered online school as my worst enemy. I had a very bad addiction. I was very suicidal and just not wanting to be around. I had zero motivation to do anything. all while so many people telling me I wouldn't make it or couldn't do it. Monique, my specialist, has helped me by not giving up, fully pushing me to get my GED. Monique helped me through it all, even when I thought I couldn't do it or walked in with a lot of anxiety. She calmed me down and helped me out. She made me feel like I had someone that wasn't actual family. She helped push me through. In the future, I'm looking forward to getting a job and getting my own house so I can pursue my music and YouTube career. This is Brendon. Miss Alexis Wilson. Alexis writes, I gave birth to my son when I was 17 years old with every intention of finishing high school. After reality set in of having an understanding of how much work it was going to take to balance high school and a newborn, I had to make a decision. I dropped out of high school to fully take care of my son. I was dealing with personal issues and battles that felt hopeless, and I was tired. A few years went by, and like most people, I became comfortable, but I knew what I had to do. I enrolled into the JOG program in November of 2022. While I was 4 months pregnant with my second child, I worked part-time while pregnant and studied to review material for the GED. I began testing and began passing the practice test. The further along I became in my pregnancy, the more difficult it became to keep motivation. I was determined to have my GED before I gave birth to my second son. I was scheduled to take my math test, and I ended up in labor. Something about that math test. I had to take a small break from testing since I had a newborn and a toddler. However, that didn't last long. Miss Monique kept on me and constantly pushed me to keep going, even offering to watch my infant son while I tested. Sure enough, I ended up in the office with my infant son taking my GED test. I finally earned my official GED and was excited to see where my future takes me. I want to thank my mom and boyfriend for helping me along the way. So these are our 2023 spring summer graduates. I could literally cry, but you know, it's humid, my hair is cute, and I'm in all these pictures, so I'm not. But out of all the students that we see here at JOG, every single student's journey is unique. We know that. But this group of individuals, each and every one of their journeys were so different, and they overcame some of the most difficult challenges that people have had to face, and they overcome them. They're here, they did it, and I am so excited to have been able to be a part of this. Betty and I have grown to have relationships with all of these students, and the worst part about graduation is they tell me I have to let them fly. Like, it's not really fair to me, but I have to let them go at some point. So I'm just happy that I'm able to be a part of your guys' journey. And no matter how far you guys move away or whatever you guys decide, as long as you keep in touch with me, I will be in touch with you. So I'm super proud of all of you. Please do not let this be the end. Keep going. Do whatever it is your little heart's desire. And I just can't even express. I mean, Alexis was about to take her math test and goes into labor, like at the test and can't take it. Like, and then she's in here with the newborn and the baby's sitting on our desk while she's taking the test. Like, it's just insane. Like, the obstacles that these kids have overcome, and yet here we are. So I'm now going to pass the invisible mic, to Pamela, who's going to do our closing remarks and get these graduates something to celebrate.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm really glad that all of you could be here. If you had the opportunity to be at one of these before, you know that I notoriously don't plan what I'm going to say until like 5-10 minutes before, so here are my scribbles. It's not because I'm irresponsible, by the way. I just want to feel the room. As always, I am reminded of how awesome of a job I have, and I am reminded how incredible all of you are. I had the opportunity about 25 minutes ago to speak to one of the individuals over here, and I won't embarrass them and tell them who it was. But they reminded me of something. I woke up this morning going, we have a graduation today, and I was really excited to celebrate in your success. I was really excited to celebrate all of your accomplishments and all the ones to come. I was really pumped up to see you guys in your shiny robes, and I was excited to see all the pictures. And then I spoke with one of the graduates, and I remembered that they may not always be feeling excitement. What you see is sometimes nerves, and what you see sometimes is uneasiness because the world's beat you up. But the world doesn't define you. I know I'm nobody. I'm not Miss Monique, and I'm not Miss Lauren, and I'm not Miss Betty, so I'm not the super cool one here. But I do know that you have a very specific set of skills that you were born with. And I know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I know you're going to go out and do really great things. So it doesn't matter what this world has said about you. It doesn't matter what negative people have said about you. What matters is that you do have a path. You do have a future. And that's promised to you. So let the naysayers go on their way. Graduates, this is not the end. It's called commencement because it's the beginning. This is the beginning of going on in your journey. This is the beginning of building a life that you didn't think you could have. Today, be reminded that you are loved more than you could possibly know. And there are so many people in this room that are here because they love you. Be reminded of that when days are hard. Be reminded of that in days when it feels difficult and like you can't take that step. You are loved. And most importantly, I know Nicole, you guys tell Miss Monique that you're gonna fly, but we're gonna be kind of flying behind you, going, hey, what's up? What's going on? Because we're support for you too, and we really do invest in you. We really do care about you. And I hope they don't mind. I'm totally maybe embarrass them right now. This is so much bigger than you could possibly think. This isn't just Akron and Medina, Ohio. This is a national network that cares about you. There are a couple people over here. I won't embarrass them, but they're sitting right there. But they work on a national level for people like you, just like you. So today, heads held high. This is just one of the milestones that you're going to attain. So congratulations, graduates. And I think I'm supposed to tell you to stand up, flip our tassels, and we can try to creatively throw your caps in here. So let's stand on up. 1, 2, 3, let's switch. And if you feel brave enough, make it. Congratulations, graduates, and can everyone join? And in all seriousness, there is cake and fun. Collin. Yes. Oh, that's
Canova, he is the director here at JOG, so none of this would be possible without him, although he's going to deny it. It's true. So, Mr. Chris.
I'm not just rude, just walking late, I'm sorry. So I had a meeting in Toledo, which is like 3 hours away from here, that started at 10 this morning. So I wanted to fly back because this means a lot to me personally and to this organization. You are somebody and you'll always be somebody to us, so don't forget that, and Monique won't let you forget it.